Good afternoon. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic is a social issue. It's purely an economy come social issue with the minimum wage in India. Data on what Indian earn does have plenty to regular poverty. Because India was a country where poverty is a major factor, and government is trying to create employment opportunity for Indians, that by which poverty can be eliminated. So under this is the topic for discussion. So this article discuss how despite official reports many Indian workers, especially casual one, earn less than the minimum wage and poverty line. This article discusses how, despite official reports, many Indian workers, especially casual ones, earn less than the minimum wage and poverty line, indicating that a significant number of Indians still live in poverty. It also highlights the issue of declining job quality and low wages in India. Okay, because the wage rate in India is comparatively low in comparison to other countries in need, right? The new consumption expenditure survey has a different survey design, sparkling debate on setting the right poverty line. Okay, what is the correct poverty line? Okay, so it is unclear if this new that consumption expenditure survey. Okay, this new consumption expenditure survey accurately reflects poverty level without a revised poverty line by expert. The consumption expenditure survey indirectly indicates poverty through wages of the poorest workforce. How can poverty level be estimated? Poverty level can be estimated by looking at the wages of the poorest group of wage workers, a method used for initial poverty lines. Same. Continue with them. Okay. So poverty level can be estimated by looking at the average wages of the poorest group of wage workers. Method used for initial poverty lines. The minimum wage of unskilled workers, circular for this estimation, was 424 per day in 2023 and 449 in 2024. The Rangarajan poverty line of 2020-23 is set at 1,873 and 2,603 monthly per person for rural and urban area respectively. That means in the rural area it is 1,837 and in urban area 2,603. This method considers actual working day from the periodic labor force survey, suggesting a daily earning need of 390 for the rural area and 552 in the rural urban area to cross the poverty line. A family poverty line of 9,185 in rural area and 13,015 in urban area is assumed for a 5-member family. When the number of family members is 5, so it estimates okay. So this is normally a house of the family of 5 members is the yardstick for measuring this poverty line, because individual measurement will not result in accuracy, because in India it is a family and the family members normally it is a 5-member family, so whose individual's income so for a 5-member family, if the income is around 9,185 in rural area and 1,315 in urban area, is assumed that they are not in poverty, and below it is considered to be in poverty. Okay. So issue with the minimum wage in India, the government notified minimum wage are often lower than okay. The government notice minimum wage are often lower than what is needed to meet the poverty line. For example, in 2024 minimum wage is 449 per day, below the 483 recommended by the Labour Ministry. According to the Indian Employment Report 2024, over half of the casual workers do not receive the minimum wage, although they work in the casual workers, but they don't get the minimum wage as suggested by the ministry, because those who pay the wage, they pay much less, because there is a surplus of labor force, because the labor force is surplus, so the minimum wage they get is less than what has been suggested by the ministry. Okay, because the payers, the person who have this labor force, they don't pay what is recommended by the government. Okay, so this is a class of interest, because government recommends something and they actually get something else. Okay. So, according to the Indian Employment Report 2024, over half of the casual workers do not receive the minimum wages. Especially 76% of agricultural workers and 70% of the construction workers earn below the minimum wages. Additionally, 41% of the regular workers earn less than the minimum wage. This situation points to a widespread issue of wage being insufficient to lift workers above the poverty line, because if the wage rate will be less, then it will be very difficult for the workers to overcome their poverty level. Fine. Okay. So, additionally, 40% of regular workers earn less than the minimum wage. This situation points to a widespread issue of wage being insufficient to lift workers above the poverty line. The data suggests that a significant portion of India live in the poverty with low wages and poor job quality. Even though poverty might have reduced since 2011-12, many workers, including those in the better position, still face that a small earning. These challenges claim of India eliminating extreme poverty, highlighting the reality of poorly paid workers and deteriorating job quality. That means what the government claim is something different what is in reality. Okay. Next topic is infrastructure energy challenges faced by local solar power manufacturers. The solar manufacturing challenges. This article discusses how subsidies and import restrictions aimed at boosting local solar panel manufacturing may not be effective due to low cost imported panel and the commoditized nature of the product. Challenges faced by the local solar panel manufacturers. What is the challenge faced by the local solar panel manufacturers in India as compared to the imported panels? So, competition from low cost imports, local manufacturers struggle to compete with cheaper solar panel imported from Southeast Asia. These imports are often more affordable even with tariff applied. For instance, best-in-class module from Southeast Asia are becoming irresistibly cheap for US developers. Standardized product issue. The solar industry produces highly standardized products. This makes it challenging for local manufacturers to offer something unique or superior. As that Lecons of Bloomberg notes, the solar industry's commoditized nature limits the competitive advantage of the local production, because the international manufacturers who produce, so they invent more in the technology, invest more and invent new, which is not possible on the part of the local manufacturers to follow their model or give something better than by give something better in the domestic market by the domestic production than the production of the because the product of the brands are much better than the local products. Okay, as they produce more, so they are in so they are able to involve in technology, and that technology involvement lead them to go for making them non-competitive. Fine. Then global manufacturer dominance, the sheer scale of the production. Global leaders like China's Jinko Solar overshadow local manufacturing. Jinko Solar alone shipped over 870 gigawatt in 2023, with plan to increase to 100 to 110 gigawatt in 2024, surpassing demand in major market outside China. Economic shift. Company like the Meyer Burger are moving operation from Europe to US due to deteriorating business climates, demonstrating the challenging environment for local solar panel production in certain regions. Efforts being made to boost local solar panel manufacturing, subsidies and incentives. The article highlights that countries like mm, oh, okay. Subsidy incentives. The article highlights that countries like the US and Europe are offering subsidies to encourage local solar panel manufacturing. This includes financial incentives to make local production more viable against cheaper imports. Import disincentives alongside subsidies, there are disincentives for importing solar panels. This approach includes imposing tariff on imported solar products to make locally manufactured panels more competitive. Strategic company movement. An example is provided with the Meyer Burger, a Swiss solar panel maker facing a challenging business environment in Europe. The company is refocusing on manufacturing in US, influenced by the local manufacturing push here because US push its manufacturers as compared to the European market where it has its initial production base. Okay, so status of methane control efforts. Next topic. So methane emission mainly from the energy sector and agriculture is a significant concern. Global efforts are underway to monitor and reduce these emissions. For instance, over 50 oil and gas companies have committed to reducing their methane emission by the end of the decade. Tools like the Methane satellite and initiatives like the International Methane Emission Observatory are helping in tracking the managing methane emission effectively. However, whether these efforts will lead to actual reduction in methane emission remains uncertain because all the programs are there, but actually what is happening or what is going to happen is a big question mark. Okay. The next is the Pyra cropping system. Odisha is promoting climate resilient agriculture through its rice fallow initiative, capitalizing on residual moisture after rice harvest to cultivate sub-irrigation pulse and oilseed crops. This is called the Pyra cropping. This initiative aims to boost land productivity, increase farmers' income, and ensure food security. The scheme focuses on optimal resources utilization, increasing cropping intensity, and restoring soil health. 8 crops are being cultivated under the scheme, including green gram, black gram, Bengal gram, and mustard. So, some are pulses, one is oilseed. Eco-friendly inputs such as biofertilizer, biopesticides, and integrated pest management techniques are being incorporated to promote natural pest control and reduce reliance on chemical pesticide. So, that Punnett Square, the Punnett Square, named after British geneticist Reginald Punnett, is a grid used to predict the possible genetic outcomes of offspring when two individuals with common genotype are crossed. Okay, so it consists of a simple grid with squares representing possible combination of traits inherited from each parents. This tool helps visualize the probabilities of different traits appearing in offspring and is commonly used in biology to understand inheritance patterns such as dominant and recessive gene. Researchers utilize Punnett square alongside the Mendelian inheritance principle to study genetic traits in offspring, including those of animals and humans. Then gravity hole in the Indian Ocean. Scientists from Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru, India, has proposed okay has proposed a credible explanation for the gravity hole in the Indian Ocean. Gravity hole is where Earth's gravitational pull is weaker, leading to sea level dip for over 328 feet or 100 meters. Using computer simulations dating back to 150 million years, the researchers suggest that plumbers of magma from the depth within the planet, similar to those that create volcano, are responsible for this anomaly in the event. These plumes originating from the disappearance of an ancient ocean between the Indian plate and Asia are believed to have newly brought low density material close to Earth's surface, shaping the gravity hole. The gravity hole is a circular depression in the Indian Ocean that has a weaker gravitational pull than the rest of the planet. It's officially called the Indian Ocean Geoid Law and is the world's largest gravity anomaly. Okay. Then the SARA Small AI Resource Assistance for Health. The World Health Organization has introduced the SARA. Sorry for the interruption. So the World Health Organization has introduced SAR, Small AI Resource Assistance for Health, a digital health promoter prototype powered by generative artificial intelligence ahead of the World Health Day. The SAR engages users in 8 languages in various health topics, providing information on healthy habits. Okay, so information on healthy habits, mental health and major health issues like cancer and heart disease. The SARS utilizes generative AI for accurate real-time responses and empathetic interaction supported by Sol Machine's biological AI. Previous version of the SARS known as Florence were used during the COVID-19 pandemic to disseminate critical health messages. Then the Pratyush, astronomers are keen on deploying telescope on and around the moon to overcome challenges faced by instruments on Earth such as atmospheric interface and radio noise. India's contribution Pratyush probing ionized action of the universe using signal from hydrogen is being developed by the Raman Research Institute in collaboration with the ISRO. Pratyush are probing reionization of the universe using signal from the hydrogen is a future radiometer planned for the lunar orbit. It aims to uncover the cosmic dawn of the universe, answering questions about the formation of the first stars, their nature, and the light they emitted. The project focuses on studying the cosmic dawn and epoch of the reionization using radiation from the neutral hydrogen gas, which emits a signal at 21 cm wavelength. The signal can provide insight into the early universe transition from neutral to the ionized status. Okay, Pratyush will carry instrument designed to detect this weak signal operating over a frequency band of 30 to 50 MHz. Its observation will be free from ground-based interference, enabling more accurate measurement because use of technology to get more accurate picture or information about the origin of the universe will be facilitated by this Pratyush mechanism. Okay. Agni Prime, recently DRDO tested Agni Prime. Okay, so the Strategic Forces Command, the SFC, which is the custodian of the nuclear weapon in the country. Okay, so SRC has that this SFC or Strategic Forces Command has been created in India. Okay, so and the Defense Station Development DRDO successfully tested the new generation ballistic missile Agni Prime from Dr. Abdul Kalam Island of the coast of Odisha in district of Bhadrak. About the Agni Prime, it is a medium range nuclear capable surface to surface ballistic missile. It was tested for the first time in June 2021. Developed by DRDO, its range is 100 to 2000 km. The missile is a two-stage canisterized solid propellant ballistic missile with dual redundant navigation and guidance systems. So the entire trajectory is navigated and guided. It is lighter than all earlier Agni series of missiles. Agni missiles are long-range ballistic missiles designed for surface-to-surface attack and capable of carrying nuclear payloads. First variant, the first missile in the series, Agni 1, was developed as part of the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program and tested in 1989. Then coming to the question, long question answer. क्लास चल रही है, खत्म होने के बाद कॉल करते हो. Hello. So what is the status of digitization in Indian economy? Examine the problems faced by this regard and suggest improvement. Digitalization of the Indian economy refers to the increased adoption of digital techniques. Okay, so the increased adoption of digital technology to transform traditional economic activities, processes, competencies, and models, enhancing efficiency, productivity, and overall growth. In this regard, Government of India launched the Digital India program, aims to facilitate the delivery of government services through digital means and promote digital literacy and technology adoption across India. Status of digitalization in the Indian economy, growing digital payment, UPI is shining example with platforms like the Beam, that Google Pay and Phone Pay facilitating seamless and real-time money transfer. Recently, UPI monthly transaction volume likely crossed historic 10 billion mark in August 2023 and subsequently increased further. Digital India campaign launched in 2015. The Digital India initiative aspired to digitally empower citizens, for instance, with over 15 crore registered users and 60 million monthly active engagements. DigiLocker has made accessing and sharing documents easier. Aadhaar are the world's largest biometric information or identity system. So Aadhaar is the world's largest biometric based that individual identity system. Aadhaar has over 1.3 billion enrollment. It not only ensures identity but also each various services such as ad benefit transfer, ensuring subsidies directly reach beneficiaries' bank account, eliminating intermediaries. E-commerce giants like Amazon and Flipkart have garnered widespread popularity with the Big Billion Day sale by Flipkart and the Great Indian Festival sale by Amazon, generating sales of billion in mere days, indicating their deep-rooted presence in the Indian market, that is the in the online format. So telemedicine, the pandemic made in-person medical consultation challenging, paving the way for platforms like the Practico and the Doctor On, which witnessed a surge. By April 2020, the Practico reported 500% growth in teleconsultation, providing a lifetime to many amidst lockdown because the doctor is not physically available, so he is available on phone. That the in the telemedicine system. The GSTN, the GST network, the introduction of the GST network simplified the indirect tax system, provided a unified platform for taxpayers. Over 1.2 crore businesses registered registered under the GST, making tax compliance more structured and transparent. Smart City mission launched in 2015. The mission envisions 100 cities with advanced solutions. Pune Smart City project, for instance, focuses on improved urban mobility and solid waste management using digital technology. Okay, but there are so many problems faced by them. So, cybersecurity, the increasing reliance on digital platform has elevated the risk of cyber attack. In 2020, India faced the second highest number of cyber attacks in the Asia Pacific region, highlighting the pressing needs for fortified cybersecurity measures. Privacy concern, recent years have witnessed rising apprehensions regarding data privacy. The Pegasus spyware incident, where personal data of several Indian citizens were allegedly compromised, accentuated this concern, pointing towards the vulnerabilities in the digital space. Dependence on foreign technology. India's digital ecosystem heavily relies on foreign technology. For instance, the dependency on American companies like the Google and the Facebook for digital services underscore the need for homegrown digital solutions. Regulatory challenges, the fast-paced evolution of the digital landscape resulted in regulatory hurdles. Recent issue with the Twitter and the Indian government over regulatory compliance depict the complex dynamics of the governing digital platform because they are not managed by Indian. At times, they violate Indian rules and regulations. Digital divide, for digital India to have a large scale impact on the citizen across the nation, the digital divide needs to be addressed through last mile connectivity in remote rural areas, as currently over 55,000 villages remain deprived of the mobile connectivity in India. India lives in villages and more than 55,000 villages are away from the digital connectivity. They don't have the phone connection. That is where the problem is. That means, so they are not, they are lacking in that minimum the bare telephone connectivity. Okay, despite the multilingual population of India, the majority of digital content in English, alienating non-English speakers, developing content in various regional languages can be a pivotal step in overcoming this barrier. Okay, and another is the lack of infrastructure development. The biggest challenge faced by the digital India is slow, delayed infrastructure development. Spectrum availability in Indian metro is about a tenth of what in cities in developed countries, which has put a major roadblock in providing high-speed data service like the 5G services. They are not being made available throughout the country. E-waste management, the surge in digitalization has increased the generation of e-waste. In 2019, India generated approximately 3.2 million tons of e-waste, highlighting the urgent necessity for robust e-waste management strategy to mitigate environmental impact. Suggestions for improvement. The digital literacy program with special focus on rural area and older demographics can greatly help. The government could collaborate with popular platforms like the WhatsApp or the YouTube, which have significant outreach to deliver digital tutorials in regional languages. Local language integration, by employing advanced natural language processing algorithms, digital interference can be transformed to understand the response in multiple Indian languages, making them more user friendly for a broader audience. Cyber security measures, establishing Then inclusive digitalization, digital platforms should be developed with universal design principle in mind. For instance, voice command features and screen reader friendly design can make platform more accessible to visually impaired users. Skill development, collaborate with global tech firms to introduce skill training modules in schools and colleges. Companies like Microsoft and Cisco have already shown interest in skilling initiatives globally, and such partnership can be fruitful for India's digital ambitions. Sustainable e-waste management, introduce a digital token system where consumers can reward for responsibly disposing of e-waste. This can incentivize proper disposal and reduce the environmental hazards associated with the electronic waste. Public-private partnership, emphasizing the collaboration between private tech giants and the government, can lead to faster implementation of digital infrastructure and innovative solutions. The Indian Railway and the Google partnership, which provided free Wi-Fi at railway stations. Digitalization has indeed spotted growth and added a dynamic dimension to the Indian economy. However, it is imperative to address the existing challenges through innovation and inclusive strategy to harness the full potential of digitalization and steer the nation towards a digitally empowered economy. Then we come to the MCQ. With reference to the CAR-T cell therapy used in cancer, the CAR-T cell therapy involves engineering a patient T cells to attack cancer cells. CAR-T cell therapy have mostly been successful against blood cancer but have limited efficiency against solid tumors. The cytokine release syndrome and neurological issue can occur at the CAR-T cell infusion. Here all the so all are correct. So incorrect is none. So which of the following statement regarding the Agni Prime is incorrect? It is a three-stage ballistic missile with cryogenic propellant. No, two stage, not three stage. So one is correct. Incorrect. Okay. Rest are correct. Consider the following statement regarding the shallow fake. Shallow fake describes photorealistic and audio realistic images and video and audio created or manipulated with artificial intelligence to deactivate. Deep fake, which are made with existing technology, more often rely on mind captions of miscontextualizing an existing image or video. So for this, here, so which are correct? Neither one or two are correct. Which of the following statement is correct? The Parliament has the exclusive legislative power to levy an excise duty on alcohol not fit for human consumption but meant for industrial use. The neutral alcohol indeed for industrial purpose is out of the GST purview. So here only one is correct but two is incorrect. What is the demographic dividend? So it is the economic growth potential resulting from a favorable age distribution within the population. That means more people are in the working age group, so they can contribute positively to the economic development and manufacturing. That is called the demographic dividend, and India has the highest demographic dividend potential in the world at present. When performing a genetic crush using the Punnett square, what do the latter inside the square represents? So they represent the genotype traits. Genotype traits B. Which of the following statement about the Indian Ocean geoid law is correct? So it is a gravity anomaly in the Indian Ocean. So B is the right option. Consider the following statement regarding the Proteus, the probing ionization of the universe using signal from hydrogen. It is a future radiometer plan for lunar orbit. That's right. It is being developed by the Raman Research Institute in collaboration with the Indian Space Organization. That is right. It aims to uncover the cosmic dawn of the universe, answering questions about the formation of the first star, their nature and the light they emit. All the three are correct here. What is the primary scale used to measure the magnitude of the earthquake? It is the Richter scale. Which of the following statement about the ring of fire is correct? Ring of fire is the ring of fire is a term used to describe a region of the active volcanic seismic activity and in the Pacific Ocean. That's called the Pacific Ring of Fire. So thank you for watching. Keep watching regular to update yourself on a regular basis. Thank you.